because they haven't got the information.
A letter from the Reserve Bank back to the Green Party. Any objection to that being tabled? There is. It won't be tabled. Question number 3, Todd McClay.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Finance, what reports has he received on New Zealand's balance of payments?
Honourable Stephen Joyce, on behalf of the Minister of Finance.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Statistics New Zealand this morning released the balance of payments for the December 2012 quarter. This showed a current account deficit for the year ended December 2012 of 5.0% of GDP, up from 4.7% for the year ended September 2012. There was a decline in exports worth $1.3 billion for the year ended December 2012. It is pleasing to see New Zealand investors in foreign assets earning record high investment income and foreign investors in New Zealand reinvesting over 60% of their earnings over the last year.
Supplementary question, Todd McClay.
To the Minister, what was driving the change in export earnings?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, the value of dairy exports fell due mainly to falls in dairy prices compared to a year earlier, although I would note that total dairy export volumes remained near record levels and prices are expected to be higher in the next quarter. Crude oil exports were lower and earnings from tourists declined due to lower spending, although the number of tourists visiting New Zealand is up. Overall, the significant growth that we have seen in the export sector in the previous 2 years has come off a bit in the last year, but overall exports are up 15% in the 3 years to January.
Supplementary question, Todd McClay.
Supplementary. What was the contribution of oil exports to the balance of payments, and what is the government's approach to increasing oil exports?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
On behalf of the Minister of Finance, Statistics New Zealand reported a 26.6% fall in oil exports in the year to December 2012 compared to the same period a year earlier. And that shows the importance of growing exploration and responsible development of our oil resources. There is encouraging progress in this sector. The government has awarded 10 exploration wells on a committed work program totalling $82 million. Methanex has announced new gas supply contracts will allow it to commence methanol production at its third train at Waitara. Expansion of the Marsden Point oil refinery by 20% is underway, and the new Crown Minerals Act to be passed by May of this year will streamline and simplify permitting processes.
Supplementary question, Todd McClay.
To the Minister, how is the government contributing to reducing the current account deficit?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, this is a very important point. The current account deficit, be helpful for you, Mr Cosgrove, the current account deficit is funded by an investment inflow to New Zealand from foreigners, which totalled $3.9 billion in the December 2012 quarter. $3.1 billion of this is the purchase of government debt by foreign investors. And that's why it's very important for the government to remain focused on returning to surplus so it actually lowers its pressure to borrow on international markets, and we are on track to achieve this.
Question number 4, Honourable Annette King.
Does he stand by all his statements regarding better, sooner, more convenient